Hey, this is Live in the Kitchen. This is a very special edition. This is Live in the Kitchen with the Sag Day. So, all the Sagittarius, man, happy birthday to you all. Got my guy Jay Hamm, got my guy MJ, we got Big Shot, and we got my special guest, my guy, my family, Rust, all of that, man. The Jerz, man, Red, man. Um, but I'm gonna swing this over to my guy, man, Jay Hamm. What's going on with it, man?
I really don't like people down here, man. Nevertheless, my faith was restored in my city on last evening with the fine activities at the versus battle out in the city of the land of the scandalous, as I should call it. I'm just here to kick it though, man. I'm in birthday mode. I got 7G caramel chocolate chip cookies over here. I got orange Fanta. I got my guy Jerz in the house. We've been trying to get Jerz on the air for like 6 years. I used to go on Jerz show all the time, y'all. That's actually where me and Trey have met on Jerz show.
Right
It's
there,
before
man.
was that point. You know what I'm saying? On Sports Fam Live back in the day. Let me quit hawking though. I know it's my birthday, but let me swing it over to the other lefty on his birthday. You know, it's birthday weekend as well. Well, he celebrate all month like I do. So
Yeah. All right, you already know what it is, man. If content is king, you are looking at Royalty 94 Feet of Life, sponsored by the Sing. Let's go ahead and get the politics out the way. If you ain't joined Monkey Knife Fights yet, what the hell are you waiting for? We are getting people paid out here. Go ahead, log into Monkey Knife Fights. Tell them that the Sing sent you. Put the promo in it, the Sing. We'll match you up to $100 on your first bet. Meaning, if you lose, you get $100 of credit or more bets to be able to try to get you to get back. And the way we pick these things, it's a good look. Also, sponsored by JW Capital Solutions, we giving free trips out, you know what I mean? So if you need your taxes done, need your credit repair, you can do that. But for the most part, tune in to get tuned in because we might end up getting you a free trip to undisclosed locations so you can enjoy the libations and get the sensations. So let me go ahead and move it over to my guy, Big Shot, Ron. Talk to him, baby.
Listen, what you're seeing right now is historical because Jerz is low-key how I met two of these brothers. And then as we talk about 6 degrees of separation, 5 degrees of separation, through that connection, MJ met Trav and Ham. So just, man, this is we doing freestyle. We have no script. We have no notes. This is a true celebration, man. A celebration of Ham, who I've known, man, this is wild. So let's show you how this internet era works. I've actually known Ham almost 10 years now.
Right.
I've known Trav almost 10 years.
That's hard.
Through the connection of the sports fan group, and we're gonna bring Red into the conversation. But that's how I linked up with Trav, how I linked up with Ham. 3 years later, Ham and MJ, I connect them, I connect Trav. 94 Feet of Life is born, but man, so this is like just old friends getting together at this point. Red, let me bring you in, man. Thank you. First of all, if y'all not friends with the man Wally Donald on Facebook,
It's something wrong with you.
You missing all the Black Hollywood life. Number one. You missing that.
Yeah.
But thank you. I know you a busy brother on the real. You're doing a lot of great stuff down there at ATL, man. Congratulations on that. But thank you for dropping by. What's going on with you? Talk to the
I mean, Big Shot, man. You just really laid it all out, man. Like, you gave me a bunny at the rim that I can't jag, man. I can't blow this one, man. Like, Trav was telling me that, right? He was like, man, you got to come on the show, man. It's Ham's birthday. And on the slick, I met Ham fucking with you and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, man. Can we cuss on the show?
You all right. You keep going.
Look, my man. But look, I love it. Cause look, Ham used to come out the woodworks, be like, my mans would just show up on the Sports Fam line. And I think he was probably hitting us. We was doing like 6 shows in 7 days. Like, we was really getting it in. Like, Sports Fam Radio, man. Shout out to everybody that, kept the cipher going, man. And look, just like we got this together, We trying to get something else together too, man. So I'm gonna keep y'all brothers in the loop, man. Look, shout out to the kitchen, man. Shout out to the great analogy, man. Just the great analysts on that particular program that break it down like you guys break it down, man. But back to Hamm, though. Hamm used to just call in, and just be dropping gems, and I'd be like, man, who is this cat? Then I saw him in the group, the historian. I'm like, yes, of course he's the historian. And then, I mean, and Big Shot, you already know how we go back, man. It was really dope just being a part of what's going on right now, man, and being able to be on this particular broadcast with you guys, man. This is really just pulling it all together, man. So I'm looking forward to chop it up like we chop it up, man. And I'm not going to say nothing else, man. So I'm going to look into the next guy.
So, you know, it's crazy how this thing all kind of come together, man. And so we figured, so Trav, shout out to you for pulling the string, because, you know, for pulling the strings. It's a birthday celebration of Hamm. I got Philadelphia and Atlanta on the TV right now.
Me too.
So we just we just shooting, we just talking the game. Again, no script, no agenda, no notes.
Let me start.
Go ahead, MJ.
Go ahead, MJ.
Go.
Birthday folks kind of get the first shot off. Go ahead, man.
My G.
Hey, why NBA celebrities act like thick women? Why they need all the goddamn attention? That bothers me. You're a grown man. You don't need all that attention. If a person don't recognize you, keep it moving, G. Just keep it moving.
Oh my God.
Everybody
God. I
There's a lot
already
of people that don't
know what he on, man.
I'm not gonna drop no names.
No, we ain't doing
I was sure for the extra drop one.
However, it must be talked about. It's a lot of dudes in the NBA that are lame in real life.
Yeah.
And I need for you guys to get that together. Just like how you work on your jump shot, work on your game, read some books. You know what I mean? I actually recommend Iceberg Slam, Pimp. Like, that's the thing about dudes. Like, dudes be acting like they know what they're doing, and a lot of times they don't. Like, you know, you get your swag up outside of that game, you know, it carries over to the real game. Like, I ain't trying to make everybody Will Chamberlain, but goddamn, I need for you guys to get on game a little bit more. You know what I mean?
The energy, Friday night.
That's it.
Friday is the energy we on.
You know what? Yeah.
The fact that he put that out there like that, I'm making a formal request that the ignorant hour must return. Ty Love, I see you out there watching the show on YouTube. We must get this going. Jerm SoTru, wherever you at. When you hear this, we got to do our part to push this. He ain't gonna want to do it, so we got to pretty much kind of like we can't trick him. We can't trick him into doing it. So it's like, I don't know, man, but we're gonna get it done. 2022 is going down. Ignorant hour will return.
You just never know. It might happen.
Hey, let me ask you this. Where does last night rank in Black Memphis history? We had the Grizzlies beat Oklahoma City by 73 points. No, that's not me misspeaking.
Right.
It's a fact.
And we had 3-6 Mafia pretty much run Bone off the stage last.
Okay.
In the history of Black Memphis, where does this rank in the greatness of Black Memphis?
Ooh. For the general history of my lifetime, I'm gonna have to get back with you on, but we probably gonna have to go back to like the era of gangster walking and screaming, get buck and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, the late 80s, early 90s style. But following November 17th though, what happened, like I say probably 3 miles from where I'm sitting right now. You know what I'm saying, with Young Dolph and everything. Coming back off of it, that was a double play. You know what I'm saying? That was something. The town was already amped for the verses anyway. Once they saw that was out, like, I'm finna kill them. You know what I'm saying? I got the 6, you know, like if people here, of course, of our generation, they know the backstory of the animosity and whatnot that went back 25 plus years and whatnot. So it was like, okay, bet. And then to have what happened.
Yeah.
This is right up our alley. Gangsta Boo is over here checking. She trolling.
She told that
Checking,
man to
doing
take
what
his,
we
he need to
do.
take his pills.
Doing what we do. We heckle people. Partner reacts, and you don't react like that when we do that, brother. That's shocking. That's blood in the water for us.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give a versus scouting report in a minute too, but I'm gonna swing this over, man. Jerz, man, get into this, man. No, because I'm tired of seeing the same setup, man. It's almost like wrestling at this point. Go ahead, Ron.
Thank you.
I've known Ham almost 10 years. And one thing I've learned about him and fellow folks from Memphis, reacting is actually the worst thing you can do.
That's the worst. You cannot sell it.
Once you sell it, them dudes from Memphis, they own you.
And let's be quite frank about it. He got off light on the verbal side with Juicy because Juicy was just trying to go back to the music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's basically, I don't even want to say it, but it's basically, man, shut the fuck up with that. You know what I'm saying? Or in typical Juicy fashion, shut the fuck up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
but we needed that though. We needed that for the culture for sure.
Because we got Walt over here. And I know Walt is Mr. Chicago. Like Walt reps harder.
That's a Memphis dude. He know more folks in this city than I do.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
You know what's going on. So
Back.
Red, let me something, Red. Shifting over to some hoop. How in are you on the Bulls?
Great question.
How far is he have definitely been what you would call an estranged fan for about 5 years. I ain't going front. But I know you. How far in are you? Are you 2 feet? I know you always 2 feet in on Chicago sports, so let me be clear. But are you like, hey, I'm driving the Bulls train. If you want to get on I'm still letting people on the bandwagon, or are you like, nah, you ain't no newcomers on? How you feeling about the Bulls, and kind of how invested are you right now?
Big Shot, that's a loaded question, my friend, and I'm gonna do my best to answer that to the best of my ability. Now, when I look at this team, man, and I haven't had an opportunity to catch them a lot. I've seen them 3 times. I've seen them against New York twice, and I caught them against Charlotte. So what I'm noticing is where the young Bulls, before we made the acquisitions, they up 20, they lose the game. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes, they've been up 20 twice, lost that lead, but still managed to win the game. Now that's troubling, but yet encouraging on the same coin, because it's like, okay, the teams have to use so much energy to come back from that type of deficit anyway. And these guys are finding ways to win ball games. So what I like about this early on, and I told a lot of people this, and people kind of laughed at me. I think y'all remember this too, because y'all be keeping up with your mans. Now, when I was talking about earlier, like, oh, okay, man, the Bulls, they looking like they might be a top 4 seed. People was like, nah, maybe 7 or 8. I know 6 teams better than the Bulls right now, blah, blah, blah. All right, keep that same energy, because Lonzo Ball has kind of tied this thing together for us like Drew Holiday did for Milwaukee. Now, I'm not saying the Bulls are going to win a championship, but when you think about the type of guard that Lonzo Ball is, and that jump shot looks so much better. It looked trash the other night. Now, if Zoe hits half those shots he missed, then that game against New York kind of goes. But look, I love the way we're looking, man. And look, I was talking about run more O through Vooch, and people was like, nah, bruh, run more O through Vooch. Vooch is so sweet, man, especially when he gets the undersized dude on him in the paint. Give him the rock. He's unselfish. He's going to pass it. And, bro, when you've got DeRozan and Levine, oh, my God, like, this has got to be so special for Zoe to be able to – and shout out to Caruso, too, man, for tying that second unit together. And I got to kind of eat something, too, man, because I was kind of scoffing at the Caruso signing at first.
I did, too.
Right. I didn't want him to take minutes away from Kobe. I like Kobe White, man. I think Kobe White could do a lot more for this team than he's really done so far. But just looking up and down this team and checking the rotation players out, I like the squad, man. I really like the squad. So to answer your train question, I'm like right behind the engineer, B. I'm not driving the train, but I'm right behind the engineer, man. Because
that's first class, man. You get good drinks, you get hors d'oeuvres.
MJ, you already know.
People who can't spell. You there?
Period.
MJ, what you did? How much of a believer are you?
Right now, it all depends on Javonte Green. I think the missing Patrick Williams, I think he was the piece of the puzzle that really could have made things interesting to him. Going down by injury, it really hurt my soul because he was one of my favorite players, even though he's younger. It's like I just saw what he could bring to that team and just meshed it all together. But I like what Javonte Green has been doing, especially in the regular season, because he adds that third defender that they're going to need so that they can make sure Vucevic and DeMar DeRozan, because neither one of them at their age and where they're at is going to really sit down in the stands. They're going to turn you twice. After that, the help side got to come from somewhere. So we don't need them slapping the floor like Duke. We don't need that. They go last 35 games tops if they do that. So we don't need that. So having Javonte Green, now he can guard the best wing player. And now you can be able to put Lonzo Ball on the next best guard. And then sometimes Javonte Green can even guard like the big that likes to roll to the basket because he's strong enough. He's a very versatile dude. He is a very, if you squint your eyes, he's very like Draymond Green. He ain't all that way there. Like, you got to really squint your eyes, have a couple of drinks. Like, he ain't all the way there. But he does the things that you kind of need for, you know what I'm saying, that 3-4 man to be able to take away that pressure of not really having a shot blocker, because Vucevic is not a shot blocker. But you have so many wings that can guard. Zach LaVine always has been underrated in every aspect of the game to me because of his athletic ability. So now you have that going. We already talked about Caruso on the bench, but just their whole bench in itself is just playing with effort. And them losing leads in the third, fourth quarter between that area, that's just learning. So, again, I don't expect them to win, but as long as they play hard, that's all Chicago fans even want. Just play and understand that we care. So if you don't play like you don't care, we gonna be on you. If you play like you care, even if you lose, we can rock with you. That's really all it is. And I think Chicago is spoiled with that because y'all the third largest city in the United States of America, but y'all got the true fandom of like a 351st largest state in the United States of America. So you get the best of both worlds from an ownership standpoint, but I ain't gonna talk about business or my hotel thoughts. I'm gonna swing it over to him.
I'm glad we got Trav and Red being here together, because we know we going off the top of the dome, random thoughts. One of the great basketball arguments in the history of Facebook has a Trav, Hamm, and Red connection. And I'm pretty sure they know which argument I'm talking about. We go
he
back.
Probably don't even remember.
Oh, I know Trav know what it is. Trav definitely.
I know exactly what it is. Do my guy Red know what it is? That's the question. Because he didn't been involved or witnessed a lot of stuff, but I would
some haymakers.
Yes, but go ahead, Big Shot. That's why I really want to just address it.
This is why, man. This is the beautiful part of this. This is my first introduction to Trav and Hamm, actually. Period. Sports fan. Kevin Garnett versus Tim Duncan. The argument that went on for like a day and a half in the Sports Fan. I don't know if this is when Trav and Hamm met each other. Y'all can kind of fill us in on that.
It was.
I didn't know that man from Adam.
That's dope. And you know Timmy D is boy.
So Trav, talk to us.
I found out that day.
Talk to us about you and Hamm meeting over this argument and kind of how this has brought y'all, how we got here today.
I mean, it was just like, I mean, it was just a normal topic, and everybody is saying like, well, they'll say, KG, you may get a sprinkle of Tim Duncan, but when people were saying Timmy, I mean, you got this one guy, he's spraying the facts on these guys, and it's like, damn, y'all ain't gonna say this? Or y'all ain't gonna say that? Come on, man. Y'all give an effort. But I'm sitting up here just on standby. I mean, again, Red's my guy. He invited me to his group. I contribute when I contribute. And all of a sudden I'm like, man, no, this no way, man. Y'all doing too less. Y'all ain't give my guy justice, man. So I had to say what I had to say, and then Ham come back and say something, and it wasn't like it was any disrespect. It was kind of like iron sharpened iron. He come back, oh, a ticket done this and this and that, and then I'm like, yeah, that's true, but I mean, you got Timmy doing the same thing plus more. Then it's like, well, Timmy done this plus more. KG did this too. It was like it was like a long session of tennis, just following, and the ball never ran out.
Right.
And neither one
Jerz,
of these guys are wrong.
And that's the thing. And none of and we wasn't.
And the funniest part, it was like a clear out session. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and it everybody that was on the post just cleared out. They just let us go.
Right.
Whether they watched it, whether they moved on to something else, they came back 150 comments later, and I'm talking about at the 149th comment, I'm telling Trav, well, KG the only one with 20,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 5,000 assists, 2,500 blocks, 2,500 steps, running them off, you know. And Trav come back with another fact, and I'm like, damn, I ain't got nothing for that. I mean, he's not wrong. And so it went from being an argument to just a tale of the tape.
It was just iron sharp and iron, man. It was just iron sharp and iron.
Shout out to the sports fan, man.
Two things from that though. I hadn't had a basketball disagreement with Trav since, and he's the only dude that I've locked horns with in that fashion that actually got me to change my tone. Like, yo, you know what? You're right. Timmy is the
best. Hey, and the thing about it is, when you talk comparisons, it's like it's actually a beautiful discussion if you talk to it with people who don't put their emotions like they have to win. That's the problem. It ain't about the discussion or the debate on who's better. It's the fact that dudes get so competitive to where they feel like they have to win the argument to the point where it's no longer about the argument anymore. Now it's about your emotions, your feelings. And most of the time, it all goes back to preference.
You know what I mean?
Like Tim Duncan and KG, they both great. They great.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Whoever you don't have, I'll take. Like, I don't care.
Man,
for real.
I just build around it.
It's like it's one that's going back to one that we got going on in the group now that they've got posted a couple of weeks ago from Tyler Hero, saying he felt he was on the same skill level as Trey and Luka and, you know, those of his contemporaries. And folks, well, he led the team to the playoffs. He helped the team get to the finals, bro. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not saying you have to live up to the status, but what he's talking about, like, yo, I can rock with them. Any night I can bust them up the same way they can bust me any given night. And that's what we have. But the comparisons that came with it, it was like, yo, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? This is not far off. And he's showing you, he's giving you the receipt and the results of it. Yeah. What else you want?
Man, my guy Jerz SoTru done popped in here, man. We see you.
Jerm, they told me you was asleep. They told me you ate too many cookies over there. You fell asleep on me.
He said, what happened?
I told him I might not make it because I was drunk already. This was like 5:40.
Yeah, you know, hey, you know, what happens is, you know, that wintertime chill hit you, and then that heat hit you. Yeah. And then it's called paralysis in your legs and knees. Paralysis.
Joining us is the third Sagittarius birthday. Our main man, Jerm SoTru, in the building. 94 feet of life. It's a birthday party. We talking hoops. We special guest Red in the building. Join us, man. It's a blessed occasion. Fellas, we got Warriors and Suns here in a little bit. And Trav, I will get to you. Anytime Trav shake his finger, I mean, he got working. So I'm gonna make this point quick. Shout out to ESPN for flexing this game, number one, and not making us be stuck with the slaw battle of LA. Shout out to that. But Miami in May. If we can get more Warrior Sons for the West Final, sign me up for that again. Trav, I'm gonna just kick the ball right to you because anytime you shake your finger, that means he got something working. What's going on?
Before you go to that matchup,
Okay.
which is about 30 more minutes away, I seen a question that asked, was it? I mean, Ham, if you can recollect this question.
That's the one I tagged you on earlier.
That's the one you tagged me on earlier. I am
yeah.
very interested in you guys' answers because the guy asked right now, is Curry the best? Was it something like Curry was the best basketball player in the league right now?
Yeah, he
was
said at any point has Steph been the best player in the league.
Yeah.
And some say no. Go ahead, Trent. Go ahead.
Let me just say this real quick.
I'm not the best player.
I want to ask one question.
I'm the best shooter.
Why does it matter? That's my question. Because at the end of the day, we still talking about a unanimous MVP. 30 and 30. That's the real 30 for 30. 30 points in 30 minutes. Like, come on. Was he ever the best player in a league with LeBron? I mean, why are we even having this conversation? League with KD, why are we having this conversation? He'll never be better than those players, considering what the league is about, to be honest with you. But hey, I mean, hell, he would never technically be better than Joel Embiid if Joel Embiid was on suicides and salads.
Lord.
We just gonna be honest. Because when Process steps on the court, Process is the one big in the game besides Trav's got Joker, who he just does everything at an elite level. Like, he is that dude when it comes to that, and so is Joker. So you got them two cats right there alone that are taller than Steph, that can impact the game from another projection that Steph can't. But Steph does it in another way. So I'm gonna pass it to MJ because I know I set MJ up.
John Collins with his nightly poster.
He didn't punch on somebody.
John Collins nightly poster.
Right. Jerz, you want to go first because I might shut it down. Jerz, you can go ahead and go first.
That was ugly. That was bad.
I'm gonna do a quick pass because you open in the corner. Like, it's wing corner.
Damn, and that's my shot too.
And
but look, man,
it really
the thing of it is, and I thought about it when it was asked because I saw it asked earlier, and I'm like, well, damn, maybe he wasn't the best player, but he was definitely top 3. You know, if we're talking about Bron and Durant, man, what he's been able to do, and the way he's just obliterating 3-point history is phenomenal. It's like nothing I've ever seen, and probably nothing we'll ever see again. Like, I don't think shooting will ever be at more of a premium than it is now. And I thought about this too, man. It's a question that I'm gonna ask you guys a little bit later in reference to that, because I kind of seen the 3-point contest do something like that. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, if we had like a long distance shootout between Dame, Steph, and Trae Young, who would win it? You know what I'm saying?
Like 40 feet, you know.
Bro, for real. Like, they had like a 10-point ball out there in like 40 feet range. You know what I'm saying? If you down in the contest, you hit that joint, boom. You know what I'm saying? That'll be hard. Now, why did the NBA do something like that? But back to the question, though, and look, I know I'm taking too long to shoot the ball, MJ. My bad, man. But
it's still an assist. You ain't dribble. You just jab.
And that's what I do, man. I'm on my Klay Thompson shit tonight, man. I'm just going to catch and shoot. I ain't got to put it on the deck. I'm catching and I'm putting it up, fam, period. But, I mean, he's just so fun to watch, man. And for anybody that's a Stephen Curry hater, I really have to look at them and just give them the look that I was giving motherfuckers on Sisters, like.
Shout out to watch it on BT. Run it back. You'll see my man Red on there. Make sure you run it.
All right. So Steph is not the best player in the league. He is the best leader in the league.
Better than Chris Paul?
He's the best leader in the league.
Ooh.
And we're going to talk about Chris Paul in a second, but let me prove my point on this one. in this league, there are certain tiers of greatness that we always have to be able to just pay homage to. There are certain players in this league, you take him and you put him on any team in this league, they're automatically a finals contender. You can't do that with Steph. And it's okay. You throw KD on any team in this league, they are now a finals contender. Name a team. Even OKC, name a team. You're going to look at like, well, they could make a run. You're going to think about it. You are. So for that, Giannis, you could make an argument with that. LeBron's a little old right now, but obviously when LeBron was prime, it was there. Now, as far as leadership goes, as far as Chris Paul versus a Steph Curry better leader, Chris Paul has now just learned how to lead this new school. He was an old school throwback leader. So he was able to talk to a grown man, get in his face and get what he needed about of him. And that's what they responded to because he came in, 2004, 2005. That was the energy back then. This new age stuff, you got to have a great work environment. You can't just go in somebody's face because they'll shut down on you. This is a new age generation. Curry always had a great work environment every time he stepped on the floor. Anybody who came on a Curry-led team, they all felt comfortable to shoot a shot, even if it was a bad one. They all felt comfortable on making a mistake. And he always will just pretty much be the encouraging one. Now, Draymond, on the other hand, wasn't, but that was the balance. But I've never seen a person go to Golden State and not flourish since Curry been there. Name one. Please name one that failed. Even Andrew Wiggins, y'all looking at him like, oh, he all right. Remember he was a bust? Everybody looking at Andrew Wiggins like, oh,
that's Jerm. That's Jerm got him.
I mean, no, Jerm don't like him, but even Jerm could at least say he defended. Like, and this is how I know Golden State is different, because people who we think are trash, when they go to Golden State, they're like, that's a good pickup. Like, y'all don't like Otto Porter.
Hey, I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. MJ,
y'all don't like Otto Porter.
Otto Porter is over there hooping.
Y'all don't know him.
In his little 15 minutes.
Like, oh, Golden State loaded up again. What? No, they're not.
Hey, I fool with Lionel Richie Jr., man. He could always shoot.
Hey, but I'm talking about the casual fan who ain't really like on that. You saw him in the Bulls, and you saw he could do some things. It just
we was paying him too much. I ain't like that ticket that we had on him. Like, nah, I ain't like that.
That's fair. That's fair.
That was like going to Rando 5. Yeah, I had to hit you with that. Yeah, the fact that he gave me that look, he knew exactly what I was talking about.
My thing with it is, I saw the question for Hal was asked, and last episode of Lab in the Kitchen that we had, Big Shot pretty much answered the question. Then, as far as 6'3" and under, ain't nobody touching dude. No. Now, with that, there's no predecessor to that either for 6'3" and under. So it's like, we talking about it from that standpoint of him being the best. It's like Jerz said, and MJ said, it's like everybody that pretty much said it. Why does he necessarily have to be when he's among that?
We actually, Ham, we said 6'5".
Was it 6'5"?
We actually went to 6'5". And I brought up Dwayne Wade because I know people don't use the rings. And then I brought up Oscar because Oscar was 6'5". I brought up them players. And then and shout out to Worldwide Les. Then Trav got to chopping down that Fable. So it is what it is. Like, you can't name a player 6'5" and under better than Stephen Curry in NBA history.
And he got the only unanimous, which not saying, I mean, that could be debated as far as who could have else been unanimous too, but on record. And the way that the game has changed under that, regardless if he was the best player in the league for a single season, 5 minutes, whatever the hell, the game got changed.
Absolutely.
In an unprecedented fashion.
Absolutely. Red and I grew up in Chicago area. MJ grew up Northwest Indiana. And my comparison is he's done for shooting what Jordan did for dunking the ball in the 80s.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Red, you remember
the impact.
The impact when MJ was dunking in the 80s, teams would call a timeout after every dunk.
Momentum.
Because Jordan dunk is always gonna start the run. We calling it timeout. Time he dunk.
Tell me.
And then
Start rolling. If he hit 2 in a row, timeout.
I said, man, Mike get the dunk in the open court of the breakaway. I'm watching on WGN. They get to playing another one, bites the dust. It's cracking at that point.
And to your point, Big Shot. And to your point, Big Shot. I've seen, because you can't clear path foul because that's stupid. Because you put him on the free throw line and he gets to see the ball go in the net one time. But I've seen teams concede dunks to Golden State, so he won't shoot the 3.
He won't get the 3.
Crazy to me. That's bananas. Like, you giving a dunk to a 6'8" and over dude because you don't want him to shoot this 3 on the break. I've seen him cover the court and he just looked like he might pull up and like 2 or 3 people rush him at half court and he's willing to give up a dunk while he's at half court. He ain't even made up his mind on what he's going to do yet.
MJ, wait till number 11 get back and watch the overpass. They're gonna overpass. Like, they're gonna pass the ball 7 times. They ain't got to pass but 5 times just to see somebody open.
Did y'all hear about that, man? When my man got cleared and he hit like his first 18 shots in practice.
Now, it's funny because when I look at Steph Curry with his shot, I just look at a dude who is just completely gifted. But if I was to teach how to shoot, I'm pulling up Klay Thompson. Like, his shot, poetry.
Daddy called him
I gotta
Klay.
say pause when you shoot because I like his shot that much. I shouldn't like a shot that much. I gotta say pause.
Beautiful.
Right. Like, this should not be compared to a newborn baby. His shot is compared to a newborn. Like, the form, how he's squared, he don't waste no time.
Sir.
It's the exact same form every rep. It's done.
It's the Dale Ellis, Allen Houston, Glenn
Ray
Rice.
Allen.
Ray Allen is
shoulders are perfectly square, feet lined up.
Textbook.
My man said Dale Ellis and Glenn Rice. Big shout out. I fool with you like the fat kid love ice cream.
Anybody, any old head know Dale Ellis
had the
number 3.
Perfect looking jumper I've ever seen.
Beautiful.
Short-lived and Drazen Petrovic too. His was like
Drazen.
Drazen was a gunner with it, boy.
Shout out to Petro, man. Yeah, Petro was sick with it.
Rest in
But look, getting back to this Steph Curry thing, man. We have never seen anybody space the floor like this kid spaces the floor. Like my man said, he jerking at half court. He got people running to him. He's ridiculous, and you got to pay attention to him. Like, it's scary, man. And like, to think about not just him, but you got Dame Lillard and Trae Young that can kind of do the same damn things as far as spacing the floor is concerned. The 3-point shot nowadays it's ridiculous, man. Like, Ham posted something. My man had like 100 threes. And what was that?
19, what is that? 19 games? 103.
The fastest to 100 threes in a season ever. 19 games. Broke his own record from, I think, last year where he did it in 20.
Now, here you got the opposite. Chris Paul. Death, taxes, and the elbow jumper.
Yes,
You talk now. To me, this is tonight's game. No, you can't. I'll never pick a finals over a regular season game. But for Phoenix, I think this is the disappointment of losing the finals last year.
After being up 2-0.
After being up 2-0, you're in control of the series. Now they've shown me something this year, how they kind of gathered themselves. Because sometimes you have a disappointment like that, and it's hard to get off the mat. I'm interested now, especially for Chris Paul, to continue development of Ayton and Mikal Bridges. Because if Ayton and Mikal Bridges continue to come along with the old dog, because the old dog going to control the game at the end of the game. Last 5 minutes of the game, the old dog got it. But with Booker, Ayton, Bridges, and Phoenix, I think, could be right back there again. Despite whatever's going on in LA, whatever's going on elsewhere, Phoenix could be right back. I think they might not have the finals hangover and haven't had it like other teams have had it.
I think with Chris Paul, and I told my kids this that I train, because unfortunately I train a lot of kids that's probably not going to breathe to 6 feet. It is what it is. I had to explain to them, like, in this game right now, in this game, in this age, you can pull up all of the top trainers. They're teaching the 7-footers and the 7'1" guys the same way they teaching the 6-foot guys. The reason why Chris Paul is who he is because simply 7-footers cannot do what he can do. And if you're going to make it in this game and keep playing in this game, you have to be able to do stuff that just, no matter what the height requirement is, they just can't do it. Like his creativity with the basketball. He's always going to find, he has like 1,012 ways to get to that elbow. 1,012. I've seen probably about 500 of them over the course of his season. For real. Like, I've seen the fake spin, the fake behind the leg, the spin ball, I just dribble and pull up. I dribble hezzy, cross, pull up. Like, he has 1,057 ways to get to the elbow, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And then if you elbow him, he goes to oop. And then if you elbow there's nothing you can do. Like, when you're able to create a floor imbalance simply off your skill, you're going to always have a job in this league. And the beautiful thing about Chris Paul and Steph, they're the same dude. They just do it from a different area of the floor.
Don't you know them fools done won 18 games straight already?
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
18. And counting.
Yeah, Paul and Curry both got what they need. That's what makes it look so fun. Because Curry needs interchangeable wings that can guard his position. Chris Paul needs a rim runner that can go get it, and interchangeable wings and a backup point guard that can save him from himself. Right. Because if Chris Paul wanted to, he'll play 40 minutes. He just won't play more than 45 games.
He ain't got no business playing 40 minutes though.
But he wants to though. In his mind,
he want to, but he's in the best health facility team it is in Phoenix. That hamstring of his is the number one thing that he has to take care of. And they actually done a good job this past year with that. Chris Paul played about 65 to 70 games last
year. Yeah, shout out to his plant-based diet too.
With Cameron Payne and Alfred Payton, he don't have to play heavy minutes. But speaking of heavy minutes, I'm gonna go back to the sports fan, because now, you know, it's Friday Night Live. Red got him something to sip on. We all celebrating. I'm just gotta go through some random topics, just memories. This is what we talk about Facebook, man. Dumb basketball arguments. Dumb basketball arguments, memorable basketball arguments. And one of my first ones was in the sports fan. Shout out to my man Archie Goodwin, wherever he's at these days. This was a sports fam special. Archie Goodwin versus Victor Oladipo was an time sports fan argument. I don't know what was going on in the group that particular day.
Archie Goodwin.
Everybody in Lexington had signed on to the sports fan that day, because it was Big Blue Nation heavy. Archie Goodwin's next.
I'm glad I wasn't in there. I'm glad I wasn't in there.
No, big shot. I want to see if you remember this one. Now, you know, I've always got and I kind of talked about this earlier, right? I just kind of just randomly posted this shit. Like, when I heard the love that MJ gave P-Dub, and I feel him. I feel him on that. And I saw that before my man broke his wrist. But I was big on Obi Toppin, and I wanted Obi. You know what I'm saying? 6'10", athletic. I'm just thinking of him playing the 4 with this Bulls team. You feel me? And I like that as much as anything. And I'm really surprised that as much as we could really utilize another big, that we didn't kick the tires on DeMarcus Cousins. Well, maybe we did, but they let the Bucks sign him, and I didn't feel that. But getting back on track, What the hell was I just talking about? See, too much
We were
cranberry.
You're good,
The
man.
craziest topic
Yeah,
that
okay,
you've
right.
seen.
That's
good
what
with
Look,
Facebook.
look. Okay, so I said that to say this. The year the Bulls drafted Tony Snell, you know who I wanted us to get bad as hell? Tim Hardaway Jr. This was the argument.
I remember.
Snell. You remember this, Big Shot?
I do.
Bruh, my man's was going in hard for Tony Snell. I'm like, bruh, Tim Hardaway Jr.? Are you kidding me? Like, he would have been a second. I always trust the second generation, man. I don't go against second generation players. I like them because the Bulls needed a two like him. His old man from the crib. It just made sense. And we drafted Pretty Tony. And I say that loosely.
I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. Looking at us. Bro, people was really going at me about that. I'm like, Tony Snell, bro, for real?
Oh my God.
Hey, shout out to the sports fan, man, because they gonna have you sharpening your sword, man. Even on Ocean Dum Dum. You got, beware the meatballs, man. The meatballs be in there. Most of them are good people.
Hey, they good people. That's the thing.
Yo, look, when fandom come in, delusion follows a lot of times. I get so many passes, they don't even know I'm giving them passes, man. I have so many Negro cliches I give to these motherfuckers to end conversations. You'll think I was a professional. I'm like, yeah, I feel you, fam. Hey, I feel you, fam, is my go-to. That is Kobe on the elbow last second every time. When I say I feel you, fam, I completely dismiss the argument. Like, yo, it is what it is. I got plenty of them at the end of the day. I can keep going on Negro cliches that I give these niggas because I can't talk to them no more. I can't. Like, this was my craziest. This had nothing to do with the internet, thank God. If this got put on the internet, it will probably still be shared to this day.
Oh, not that one.
Nah.
I gotta say it. I have to say it because they didn't hear it. So, I don't know if my man played 2K High. I don't know. This was about 2013, 2012-ish. He probably is about as high as Jerm right now. I don't know. So, I'm joking with you, man. You ain't high. All right, so with that being said, we was talking about the Bulls and the Heat. They just got LeBron. The Heat just got LeBron. And Wade and Bosh. This was on that level. And he was talking about, man, the Bulls gonna beat the Heat. And I was just like, they don't have anybody that can contain that size. And he said, no, man, they got it. They just got to maneuver it right. All they got to do is put Joakim Noah at the 2. What? Huh? At the what?
I remember that. I remember that.
What?
I remember that.
What? To the bench, motherfucker? What? To what? You fucking kidding me? Like, you seen Joakim shoot? Have you seen Joakim shoot?
That boy said move him to the 2.
Move him to the 2.
A hooper. He ain't no goddamn 2. Like, yeah, you play too much and you smoke too much weed, and I'm gonna need for you to get out of my life. But I just told him, I feel you, fam.
Hey,
the whole thing. I couldn't say that.
Y'all got that one. I got one for y'all. You remember that day that they was talking about the stretch twos?
Jerm took my. Now this is not in sports, fam. This is sports. Because I haven't ran across too many crazy ones in there, but this is sports global elite. But dude was talking about a stretch 2. Milwaukee had a stretch 2 in Jabari Parker.
What?
Maybe it was that dude's cousin. That's what he wanted Joakim to play. I don't know.
I said, man, you got to. Hey, man, don't throw no basketball knowledge to me. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell, dude. Jerm took one. I haven't seen too many. I remember some when y'all bring them up, but not off the top of my head. In sports fam, that I done seen some crazy stuff happen, but I remember when I'm hearing. But man, it's just like Big Shot said, man. All this is like one big happy family that just came on, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's all because this guy below me. If y'all looking at my screen the way I'm looking at it, it's the guy below me, man. And man, I can't. The way I met him was just so crazy, though, man. I'm talking about we at school, little freshman cat, little 18-year-old cat. And I see this guy, he's just sitting up on the bleachers because he got his partner that's playing, and I'm playing against his partner, and he see that this little kid just ain't going, man. He ain't going. His partner trying to bully me and stuff. And then we all get together on the bench and we just chopped it up and talked, man, and just talking about sports. And here we are today, man. This my guy, man. Red, man. That's my guy. My guy.
Unbelievable, man. I'm really just honored, man. And happy birthday to all you Sagittarius, man. You know what I'm saying? I know it's Sagittarius season around this piece. So happy birthday to y'all, man. I'm gonna go refill again. But just thinking about just the awesomeness that I'm in the presence of right now, man. Like just even being able to break down basketball with y'all dudes, man. Like I remember Big Shot used to bring me on 94 Feet of Life. You know what I'm saying? And bro, we had good times, man. You know, and I just distinctly remember having great times with all of y'all, like either on my program or y'all program. So to be able to finally make my debut on the kitchen, finally, the nice has come back. Yes, sir.
Hey.
Woo!
Hey, Jerz, all the dudes.
Hey,
Jerz came to town one
time.
Jerz came to town on one time. He had me meet him over at the Mexican restaurant spot. The man, I don't drink beer. I did that night. I feel like Stone Cold that night. I had two.
Hey, we gonna get them up, man. And Ham drop me off some oatmeal raisin cookies and still the finest I ever had. Don't tell my mom.
Oh God, she gonna see
raisin joints?
She gonna see this.
Hey, you next time you come to town though, you definitely got to holler at me though. You know what I'm saying? Because Jerm can tell you right now. MJ can tell you for sure too.
Look, stay away from them 7G cookies, fam. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, seriously, like, you know when that when Smokey was talking about how he was in a pigeon coop, I felt like I was in a pigeon coop. I really did. Like, I didn't even know I was high until I said, "Damn, I'm high." Like, because I was thinking my brain don't even work certain ways. Like, he unlocked chapters and chambers of my brain eating that cookie that I didn't even know existed. Like, I'm thinking about quasars right now. I'm like, why am I thinking of what is a I don't even know what that is.
This might
The
say
cookie
quasar.
Man,
cookie though. Hey, Jerry, what's a quasar?
It's nah, I'm tripping.
Hey,
Quasar.
all I'm gonna tell y'all is
something celestial.
I'm thinking like, hey man, it ain't gonna be like that. I took two. I woke up at 7:30. I took two. I woke up at 7:30 the next morning, and I said, "When did I go to sleep? When did this happen? What time is it?"
Boy had one of the most valiant nights of sleep he'd had in a long time. And Jerm don't sleep.
Hey, I'm gonna start calling your cookies the
anyway.
weighted blanket. Hey, I'm gonna start calling your cookies a weighted blanket. That's what you call your 7Gs from this point out, the weighted blanket.
I was just gonna call him DDT.
Night.
I was just gonna call him DDT like Jake Roberts. Because they asked Jake what DDT meant, he just told him the end. That's simple. The end.
Man, I got a couple of questions on YouTube. Actually, I think this would tie right here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ty, you supposed to be on the show, Ty.
Ty too busy to eat chicken nuggets and McRibs.
Hey, we are not about to talk about.
We're not finna do that right now, though. But Ty did ask, Kyrie get dealt where and for who?
Good question.
I think he'll go home before he actually get dealt and play anywhere. He get dealt, but I don't think he's gonna play nowhere else.
Kyrie's an artist mentally. He's an artist. If he doesn't feel like he can create and paint his masterpiece, he won't paint. He ain't going nowhere. If anything, I could see this dude trying to start up a smaller version of his own league just so that he can be able to create his own art.
Kyrie gonna become the new Bingo Long, and he gonna have traveling all stars, man. Look that movie up with Young Cats. They go long in the traveling all stars.
I don't think
Hold on for Globetrotters
I don't
2.0.
What'd you say, Big Shot?
Hey, would y'all not watch?
I don't
Would
think
y'all
he's gonna
not
play.
watch Kyrie and Isaiah Briscoe on the same team? Y'all wouldn't watch that?
I mean,
Zay got them handles for these folks though, man.
I think we can elect Kyrie for this season. I don't think, he's for good, bad, or indifferent. Kyrie is stubborn.
Super.
And he's just not easily moved. And I think he's content with, as MJ said, he's an artist and he's gonna go by his rules.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think him.
One more question for Ty. Minnesota is on the rise with one hit wonder. Big Cat or Michael Jordan's son is the face of this franchise. Who is the face of this franchise?
Gotta cut it, man. Michael Jordan's son, man. That's Jimmy Butler, other brother, I guess. Huh?
That's Anthony Edwards for everybody who wants to know who I was referring to. Who is the face of Minnesota? Is it still Big Cat or is it Anthony Edwards? And Lord have mercy.
You know what?
Dude, that dunks on everybody.
I don't think you have to have one singular face. I think you have a multiple,
to be a successful
talking about a franchise, right? You know what I'm saying? It's usually a core, especially when you start talking about a level, any type of level of success, whether you talk about grit grind, whether you talk about We Believe, any of those past incarnations of those kind of groups.
Question about this Minnesota whole deal. Why does Minnesota seems to be in this type of situation, like who team is who? They was in this some years ago with KG and Marbury, and they end up having KG sign that big contract that may have caused a lockout. Or it caused a big ruckus in the league, and then next thing you know, Marbury left.
Fish tank theory.
So,
fish tank theory.
I feel you on that.
I mean, when you're in a smaller area, they care about stuff that you shouldn't care about. Small areas care about small things. Big areas care about big things. This is the one reason why I did like moving to Chicago when I did during the time where I was grinding, because nobody gave a fuck about me. They didn't care about what I was doing. They was too busy worried about their own. When you're in a small area, they're worried about everything. Like, I can't say, damn, who is that, without somebody giving me their whole rep, probably even their social security number. Like, I don't need that information from you. Let me find it out from the person that I'm inquiring about. Right. But when you're in a small area, everybody knows your name on some cheers type shit. And it's a gift and it's a curse. So as far as, saying whose team is it, I mean, there's nobody's team per se, but what I will say is Karl Anthony Towns has not made the playoffs without a superior wing yet. He only made it once, and that was with Jimmy. Anthony Edwards, to me, has the potential to be just as good, if not better, than Jimmy Butler if he keeps at it. So Karl Anthony Towns is like a tier 3 superstar to me because he is dependent and needs the certain things to be able to be great. You can't just throw him on the team and be like, oh, they better now. No, that team got to have specific resources to make him look good. And that's the levels of the game. And it is what it is. You can give him 20, 25 shots no matter what, but if you don't give him certain people around him, he gonna go into a shell. Whereas Anthony Edwards, he just looked like he ready to hoop. He don't care who around him. He's just trying to get at it. Shit.
You have it. All big men, this is a public service announcement. All big men need a guard of some sort to get them the ball in order for them to be effective. Just that simple.
Learn how to handle it.
And it's just that simple.
The history of the league. That's in the history of the league in full time.
Look at Joker. Them with little Monty Morris. Y'all know I like little Monty. He come up the thing. He give Joker the ball. He go set his little screen. He go crash to the rim, or he go to the corner. At the end of the day, somebody has to come across the timeline with the ball And that's how it starts. If Cat is not operating like that, then how can we legitimately say that he is the face of the franchise, considering he's not going to be in the same usage percentage as Anthony Edwards is? Because Anthony Edwards is going to run the pick and roll. He's going to be responsible for passing the ball in the pick and roll. And not only that, he's going to be responsible for playmaking for other people around him when he gets double teamed.
And Jerm, even with what you just said about Monty Morris, shout out to Monty Morris, because a lot of people probably ain't paying attention to how good he is. But how many times we got seen Joker get that bitch off the glass and push it?
You see it a couple times a game.
He do it a lot.
Like,
he do it a lot.
Yeah,
he does it in a lot.
I think Cat just needs to change the scenery, I think, just for his own good.
It's a mental. It's mental.
I
There's
think
a lot going on in his personal life too.
Yeah.
Like, lose your parents to COVID, like I couldn't imagine. And you still got to perform every day in the city. Like your life is focused on so much more right now than just hooping. I get it.
And the one good thing that I think that all of that brought out there for Cat and Joe King, and Joel, that they was able to squash the BS, and it's like, they found a common bond, through that, you know what I'm saying? And then Joel just, of course, experiencing COVID and everything as well. So, but it's the one leader deal though, man. I'm all, can you really just, people probably say that was the case with Mike with Chicago, but we all know, we already know the deal with that. Scott ain't there, that none of that happened. Not to disparage anybody. But that's just, it's kind of like really an example of, it's like, we can talk about a face of a franchise, a face of a team, but it's like, it's still a team. You still gonna need more than one hitter. You know what I'm saying? And especially in the league we in today, when we got motherfuckers losing by 70, we got folks losing by 30 every other night. Crazy. Just for no reason. Miami lost to Cleveland the other night by 30 in Miami.
Don't make no sense.
Hey, I told him in the question box, Cleveland is really that deal. I do believe. First and foremost, let me just talk about this Eastern Conference and I'll move on to that question. It's 13 teams right now, to 7.5 games within each other. And we in game 25, which is my litmus mark. Like, I don't talk about if teams is for real or not till it gets about game 25. 13 teams right now is within 7.5 games. And each of those teams is like a winning streak away from making a crazy impact or a losing streak away from being completely out of the game. The only two teams that's pretty much chalked up is Orlando and Detroit. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is a player. You just don't know. So when the margin for error is that small, you have no idea what is going to happen. And with Cleveland, everybody was trying to find something wrong with this team, but because Evan Mobley is showing us that he could play the wing, because he's showing us he can guard a guard, because Bickerstaff was smart enough to adapt the 2011 Dallas Mavericks 3-2 matchup zone. Yeah, this is lab work for you. And put Evan Mobley at the top of the key where he can roam and be able to rotate. And you have guards that's looking to give the people the ball, and you have guards that can close out. And Darius Garland. This is not an easy win for them. Like, imagine going to the hole and you see 3 7-footers, even if they're not that good.
Still 7 feet.
7 feet. You can't teach height. They got 3 of them that they're starting comfortably. And all of them do different things. And that's what makes it so dangerous. Mm-hmm. And Evan Mobley compliments everybody because he's like, I don't have to score. If I need to facilitate, I'll facilitate. If I need to be the defensive specialist, I'll be the defensive specialist. If I need to shoot, I'll be the stretch shooter. If I need to go in the post, I'll go in the post. He brings it all together. And to see him have that maturity as a rookie, he might not win Rookie of the Year, but he's definitely going to be a top 25 player in 4 years, barring injury. Easy.
Amazing.
And I'm going to say this too. The other part about this that people don't talk about is, and the area that Cleveland is forcing people to be in, not only is it 3 7-footers, but that's also the lowest percentage area that people make shots. So imagine it being the lowest percentage area on the floor, and then you got 7-footers coming up contesting the jumper.
Right.
That's a total different. That's double the trouble. So it's definitely different. And Evan, and being able to see some of him this year, he just does everything on the floor well. There's nothing that he can't do on the floor. You never see him in a rush. You never see him press. And the most impressive part of it is he's not trying to be something that he's not. He's not trying to take over the game. He wants the best shot every time they come down the court. So if that means I got to set this screen so Darius Garland can come off here and fire this tray ball, that's what we about to do.
Awesome.
And that's what they doing.
As we be talking, and it's just the evolution of the league. Joel Embiid, 7 foot 265, catch the ball 20 feet from the hole, take 2 dribbles with his left hand, bottoms.
And be different, man. He's so.
They ain't got no choice.
When they tell y'all, don't ever let basketball. Don't ever let old heads tell you about who couldn't play in that era.
All of them can, bro.
As much as I love Patrick Ewing, I love David Robinson, Mutombo, I love them.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Dream would do it, but
the move that he just did, the Dream
would do that.
Is the only one.
Dream is on somebody.
The only difference in our area is I wonder how many of those dudes will make the shot after they get cheap shotted or after they get some slick shit said to them. Because in the 90s, that's what everything was about.
The physicality is
Nice stop.
Now, once they make that adjustment, though.
Yeah, no, if you're a hooper and you stay with it and you adjust, ain't nothing you can do. But well, I'm saying, how many hoopers adjusted? Like, did Nick Anderson adjust after he missed them 4 free throws?
This is fair. This is fair.
Happens.
But the skill level is
if
it's
just about basketball, all right.
The skill level.
Tell folks the level that you have 7 foot dudes getting trained like 6 foot guys. So all of the basic handle package, all of probably like the level 2 handle package that you will teach a kid, the 7'2" guys have it. That's why I tell my small guards, you're not going to be able to get no taller than them. So you got to develop a level 3, level 4 handle package to even get looked at, unfortunately. And you can't miss any jump shots. And you got to stretch the floor. And you got to show you can guard this big motherfucker on the switch.
And that, my friends, is basketball reality 101.
Exactly.
Well, it's what we do.
Exactly.
Look, we gonna let folks get to their Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Red got something in his cup, in his glass. It's birthday weekend for our Sagittarius brothers. We wanted to step on for about an hour and just how much, number one, I appreciate the brotherhood. I appreciate the friendship.
Yes,
you know, our elders like they said you shouldn't talk to strangers on the internet. Now in some cases, they were right.
Hey.
You shouldn't talk to strangers on the internet. But this here is example of why talking to the strangers on the internet can produce a wonderful thing. I'm so appreciative of y'all as guys, as men, as stand-up dudes, apart from the hoop knowledge and the fun and the jokes, just the bond and the friendship. 10 years. Jerm got here, but Jerm been here almost 5. So that counts. That more than counts.
Oh, he almost hit that.
And then Jerm 10 years older than what he really is. So we can get
Jerm
to it too.
21 going on 38, to be honest. But
I tell you one thing. Talking to these, the way, just real quick, the way me and Ham even got started talking about basketball, we was talking about Kyrie, we was talking about Steph, and we was talking about how eerily similar these cats' game is. And another dude right there named Jeff Madison, whose birthday is today, we sat there and we talked for about an hour straight about them two players. And then after that, they was like, yeah, Jerm, we about to add you to this other group because we clearly see that you want to talk some basketball.
You with the shit. You with the shit just like we here.
And that's how they come in bed. So listen, remember, 94 Feet of Life is the Facebook group. Scene is the family. We might stay on here in what we like to call our director's cut for a little, off-camera talk. again, thank you, Ray, for showing up. And Brad said he had a guest. I didn't think he had the guest though. You know what I'm saying?
My G.
Thank you for stopping through.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, MJ. Happy birthday, Ham. Happy birthday, Jerm. We're going to pick you up over here off camera for a little bit. Run this back. Seen as the family. 94 Field Life. Basketball for the people. By the people. Sagittarius season is here. We sign